for tragedies. If company isn't giving me what I need, I'm a runner, runner. Mamma mia, I'm not getting any younger. I'ma disappear, I'ma dip undercover. I don't need nobody but me. I'ma disappear, I'ma dip, 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 dip. Da 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 da. I dance better on my own.
Last time I heard that sad song, I remembered crying and driving away from you. I had to turn off the radio. Each word it hurt took me right back to the put me down time. Now I'm mad about it now, 'cause if I'm not with you, good, yeah, I'm feeling strong. That familiar sound coming through the speakers now. Turn it up loud, sing at the top of my lungs. Sad song, let it play. I'm better now, anyway. Sad song, let it play. I'm over you, bring on the new day. Bring on the new Bring on the new day. Sad song, let it play. Sad song, let it play on. I'm over you, bring on the new day. Shades on, I gotta keep the glare out. I smile and drive to these summer tunes. I'll never find someone else like you. That's what you said, I really hope it's true. All up on my downside, now I'm mad about it now, 'cause if I'm not with you, good, yeah, I'm feeling strong. That familiar sound coming through the speakers now. Turn it up loud, sing at the top of my lungs. Sad song, let it play. I'm better now, anyway. Sad song, let it play. I'm over you, bring on the new day. Bring on the new day. Bring on the new day. Sad song, let it play. Sad song, let it play on. I'm over you, bring on the new day. Sad song, let it play. Let it play on. I'm over you, bring on the new day. You, I hope you're gonna make a move. You know I'm ready for something new. Let's go. You feel it too, I know you do. What do you want from me? What are your intentions? Your look is an obsession. What do you want from me? focus on you. I just wanna focus on you. You, you, oh, 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 you. I just wanna focus on you.
Now that you won't Good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. That's right, it's me, Uncle Lou, live for you on LouTube today. Happy Friday. The weekend is here. Got some more basketball coming up this weekend. Getting down to some good games now, too, in there. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow I'm going to start about 2 in the afternoon. We're going to do the finals of the disappointment playoffs tomorrow at 2. So that'll take an hour and a half or so. And then the basketball games tomorrow start at about 2:45. I think that's the first game tomorrow, 2:45. Then there's 3 or 4 games on. So we're gonna do we're gonna stream the championship round of the disappointment playoffs tomorrow right here on LouTube for you at 2 p.m. And then after that we'll end that stream, and then we're gonna do a Patreon stream for the basketball games. Hang out and watch some basketball. That's the plan for tomorrow. But today is not tomorrow. Today's today. Today's Friday. TGIF. Happy Friday and that. Everyone's excited for the weekend, I'm sure. Y'all got any plans for the weekend? I don't really. I don't really have any plans at all, actually, for anything. Well, that's not completely true. I do have some plans for some things. But I don't have a lot of plans for a lot of things, if that makes any sense, which something tells me it does. Oh, let's do this because I forgot last week. The pick-to-picture thing. That was my fault. I forgot last week. Although this is one of the greatest pictures we've ever featured on the pick-to-picture that goes next to the Uncle Lou scheduled thingy on the morning show. This is one of the best ones. But all good things must come to an end, including this amazing picture here of JT Daniels Christ. So, into the show today, whoever has the highest super chat or PayPal will get to pick the picture for next week. We'll get back to that. That's my fault. I dropped a ball last week and forgot, so there you go. Wilkie, good morning, sir. 24-hour stream coming, ? We'll see. We'll see. That is a possibility. So we'll see. We'll see. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Yeah. BAllARD's going to come on at 8:30. Maybe. I forgot to charge my cell phone last night, BAllARD, and it's completely dead. So you'll have to check your email if you want to come on the show, BAllARD. BAllARD sent you a link. You'll have to come on that way. So trust me, I'm a professional. Okay, just trust me. I'm a professional. Well, as far as you know, anyway, I'm a professional. How you guys doing? Are you excited for the weekend? Any plans this weekend? For real, I'm not dropping $100 for a picture, sir. No one asked you. I mean, it's a month's pay for you, sir. I asked you to drop anything. I have noticed, too, lately that your comments are getting more and more ridiculous by the day. So you're treading on thin ice there. I can only be on for a few minutes to read the news. I got to leave soon after that to meet my other grandfather to help him with some stuff. Well, BAllARD, this isn't working out, is it? We're gonna have to rethink this arrangement, aren't we? Yep, I think we are. Taxes this weekend. I did mine already. I just got it over with. Mine ended up not being quite as bad as I thought they were going to be. Hopefully you come to a similar conclusion. Captain Trips, I'm watching the NCAA tournament, then going to a show at my friend's nursery. Okay, well, here's what we're going to do since BAllARD doesn't want to come on and read the news anymore. No, not that. What am I looking for? Here's what we're going to do. This will be great. This will be real good. maybe. Oh, well, Ballard is on here now. Let's see if this works. You there? Ballard?
Can you hear me, Luke?
Yeah, I hear you now. It said your audio wasn't working, but now I hear you.
I got you, man. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, but how are you doing though?
I'm doing great in that.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Good. That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
Now you have a lot going on. It seems like all the time. But anyway, I do appreciate you setting aside a few minutes of your week to come on here and read the news. So we're ready when you are. I know you have limited time, so you better get right to it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I will get to the, as I'm calling it at least, the BSM headlines.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Great.
So, MLB is back, spring training in action. And I saw something earlier. ESPN put out these cover story deals. Juan Soto is a player for the Nationals, and he is working his way into MLB history, just getting better every single year. He's a really great player. I mean, let me see. What was it? He has won a World Series. He's been in the league only a couple years. He has a World Series, rewritten, like, broke records, set new ones. And he is quickly on his way to the Hall of Fame, and in a way that we haven't seen from really any other MLB player and superstar. And would you agree, Lou? I mean, what we see in college football now, when you see freshmen stepping up and just having a breakout year their freshman year or something, or I mean, think about all the quarterbacks, right? It used to be they take time to develop. Now it's like they're going to be great right away. That's kind of how it is with Juan Soto, man. He's only been in the league a few years, and Juan Soto, he's a great guy when he's at home plate to bat. Got a great batting average, good RBI number, and he's got a lot of potential in his future.
I believe you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm going to take your word for it. I don't know. I don't keep up with stickball.
Yeah, I got you. Shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs, though, in football. Landing a 5-star recruit, Malachi Starks, 31 ranked recruit in the 2022 class. A cornerback, number 31 overall recruit. Georgia currently with the number 3 ranked class, and it's incredible to see what Kirby Smart is building within, what's he going on, 5 years at the program coming up. It's pretty incredible to see what he's doing. 6'1", 195-pound athlete from Jefferson, Georgia. He chose Georgia over Clemson and Alabama. When I look at that, that's pretty incredible to see. I mean, Clemson and Bama have been dominating college football for the past few years, and when a recruit chooses a school like Georgia over those two, it's something big.
Yeah, recruiting's never been the issue, Kirby. So somebody mentioned this last night on the call-in show, but they were like, I can't believe somebody would choose Georgia over Clemson and Alabama. But first of all, there's 32 5-stars a year. You can only sign 25 players a year.
Absolutely.
So even if you signed 20, even if Alabama signed 25 5-stars, which for those that don't keep up with recruiting If you sign 5 or 6, that's a record. You're breaking records at that point. So
Right.
no, there's 32. Even if you signed 25, 7 still have to go somewhere else. So, and I mean, Kirby puts a ton of guys in the NFL. I mean, I'm not surprised at all when Kirby puts together a good recruiting class. I mean, I don't know, the idea that, I can't believe somebody would go to Georgia. If someone really believes that, then that means you think every single recruit should only go to 3 or 4 schools, because there ain't 3 or 4 programs in America right now that are
dominating,
that are better than Georgia.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know a ton about this kid. I admit it. I don't follow recruiting. I had never heard of this guy until yesterday. So I'm no expert. But the people who are experts say he's a 5-star. So I'll take their word for it. He runs the triple option, Ballard. You know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he runs the triple option. He's a quarterback, and then, I mean, he's one of these guys plays like 5 different positions, but he'll probably
that's some player then.
yeah, he'll from what I read yesterday, he'll play either safety or linebacker at Georgia. So
yeah. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess and say they put him at linebacker. He seems like, based on how, like, his size and everything, he would fit for a linebacker, I think.
Yeah. We'll see. And, ways down the road here, 2022, but recruiting is year-round, never stop. I mean, I guarantee you this kid, coaches have been looking at this kid for 3 years already, This recruiting is a 4 and 5 year process now.
Yeah.
It's just insane. So, yeah. I mean, you're never going to complain about getting a 5-star.
Absolutely.
So, worst case scenario, because people say, what a waste. He's going to go to Georgia. He's not going to win anything or whatever. Well, maybe. But the way I look at it, every time we sign a 5-star, that means they're not signing somewhere else, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
In other words, if we sign this guy and he comes to Georgia and plays for Georgia, that means he's not playing for you, right?
Right. He's not going to Bama or Clemson or anybody.
That's great. That's great. That's great news for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go.
Not for us, though.
Well, y'all got plenty. I ain't hurting. So.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's good news.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to complain about signing a 5-star.
Absolutely. Going forward with the BSM headlines on YouTube here on the morning show. First off, shout out to all the people in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button. Uncle Lou has earned that. He's also earned your respect. So hit the thumbs up as well. All right. It is March Madness. We're in the Sweet 16. And they're saying it could be the year of the underdogs. I looked at it last week, a couple weeks ago, and thought, it's Gonzaga, it's Baylor, it's this team or that team. But there are just some teams that are in the Sweet 16 right now that nobody thought. Have you ever heard of this school, Lou, called Loyal Chicago or Loyola or whatever the heck?
The only reason I had heard of them before is because they made some noise in the NCAA tournament not that long ago. Okay. And I want to say maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And at that time, I had never heard of them. But they beat somebody 5 or 6 years ago that everybody was like, "Oh my God, who is this team?" And I can't remember who it was. And then aren't they the team that? Somebody in the chat will know. Aren't they the team that has like the 95-year-old nun or something that sits on the front row or something like that? Yeah. So there was a lot of stories and stuff about them a few years ago. That's the only reason I know who they are. But that is one of the draws of the NCAA tournament to me. basketball is not like football. I see people make the comparison. See, look, now if you expand the football playoffs, y'all keep saying such and such can't win, but look at basketball is different than football. In basketball, there's two different ways, in my opinion. And again, this is coming from an idiot. I'm ignorant when it comes to basketball. This is just the casual man's observation when it comes to college basketball. There's two ways you can win in college basketball. You can have one or two NBA players on your team. You're going to win a lot of games with one or two NBA players on your team. This is the Kentucky model, the Duke model, the big boy model, the one and done model. You can win that way. You also can win when you recruit really good second or third tier players, keep them for 4 years, and then show up in the NCAA tournament with a veteran team that's been playing together for 4 years. Go watch Kentucky play. Now, this year was the exception. They were a terrible team this year. Kentucky is usually not very good in the beginning of the season. Well, I don't want to say they're not very good because they always have so much talent, but Kentucky, and maybe this applies to some other teams that I just don't pay as much attention to. Kentucky gets so much better in the second month of the season than they are in the first month of the season. Why? They got 4 freshmen playing every year, almost, that have never played together. So Kentucky gets a lot better really quick once they start playing together. Now, these teams like Loyola and that, they don't have the NBA talent and stuff that a team like Kentucky or some of these other big boy schools get, but they get pretty good players who come in and stay for 4 years. They learn to play together as a team, so you can win that way. You can't apply that to college football, though. For one thing, when you only have 5 players on the court, one or two can carry you. One or two ain't carrying you in college. It's not. If Mac Jones played for Vanderbilt last year, they probably still win the same amount of games.
Yeah.
And Mac Jones was amazing last year.
Absolutely.
You put him on Vanderbilt, though, he's not carrying that team to the playoffs or whatever, or even to 6 wins. It's just a totally different. Yeah, it's a totally different animal. Mercer, which is a small private school here in Georgia, they've won NCAA tournament games.
Yeah.
You could put them in the playoffs every year for the next 100 years. They wouldn't win a first round game in the college football playoffs. It's just totally different. But that is one of the draws to me of the NCAA tournament. You get to see these teams like Loyola of Marymount or whatever, whoever the hell, Loyola of Chicago or whatever it is. And, how many people would even know what a Gonzaga is if it weren't for college basketball?
Right. I've kind of said that, Lou, about it's just basketball is so funny and unique because, if you say, oh, look at Gonzaga in basketball, you'd be like, oh, yeah, they're pretty darn good. If you say, hey, do you see that Gonzaga football game? It'd be like, the what football game? Like, there's certain schools that are just basketball schools and teams for us college football fans that if we heard of those teams in college football, it'd be like if Bama plays Gonzaga this year in basketball, that's one of those games people are going to watch. But if Bama's playing Gonzaga in football or Loyola, Chicago, whatever the heck, one of these teams, but like their football team, Bama's going to blow them out 100-0.
Well, just just so you're aware, because I don't want this to catch you by surprise, you are playing Gonzaga in basketball. So just.
Oh, I know that's going to happen at some point.
What's going to happen? Not this game, but the next. Not this. I forget who you play now. UCLA, I think you're going to beat them.
Yeah.
Just so you know. But if you win that game, then you play Gonzaga, and you're gonna get gorilla drug. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
But hey, you had a good run. So congratulations.
Yeah.
That's good. But the NCAA tournament is great, and I hate that I missed a lot of the. I had to go out of town last weekend. so I wasn't able to watch as much of the NCAA tournament as I usually do. But that first weekend of the NCAA tournament is just amazing. Well, this year was weird in a bunch of ways. For some reason, it didn't start till Friday. Normally, it starts on Thursday. You got games all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. This year it didn't start till Friday, whatever, the bubble. And then making special exceptions for BYU, ridiculous. Don't even get me started on that. That's just completely insane. You got 300 Division I basketball teams. You're going to make exceptions and literally change around the NCAA tournament just to suit one of those 300 teams. That's insane. That's insane. We can't play basketball on Sunday. Well, hell, you can't play college football on Saturday, but you've been trying for years. Well, I mean, come on. This is just ridiculous. But anyway, what was I saying? So that's normally one of the best sports weekends of the year. I mean, because you have these games going on. The games usually start at like 11 in the morning and go till midnight. So by about 1 in the afternoon, there's a game ending like every 30 minutes all day long. So even if, like me, I don't typically watch an entire game, even March Madness beginning to end. But that first weekend, starting at about 1 o'clock, when the 11 o'clock games are ending, you can watch the last 20 minutes of a game and then flip the channel and watch the last 20 minutes of another game and then the last 20 minutes of another game. And a lot of these tournament games end up being close in the end. And, of course, it's a win or go home thing. So, you know, you got these teams doing whatever they can to win at the end of these. It's just an amazing weekend to watch. And I was out of town, didn't get to watch as much as I normally do. But I'm going to watch a bunch tomorrow. The games, I think the games start about 2:45 tomorrow. So we're going to do the disappointment playoff championship game at 2 o'clock tomorrow right here on YouTube. Yes. And then after that's over, I'm gonna end that stream and do the I do a Patreon stream once a month in the off season. So we're gonna do a Patreon stream tomorrow after that, and we'll watch some college basketball and hang out over there. So if you're on the Patreon page, I made a post about this yesterday over there. But if you're on the Patreon page, you know the deal. Just check the Patreon page tomorrow after that disappointment playoff. So probably around 3:30 or so. And I'll post a link. You just click the link. It'll take you to the stream. If you're not on the Patreon page, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, there's a link in the description of this video, I think, that'll take you to the Patreon page. You can look around and get yourself signed up. All right. That was my advertisement for today. What else is going on, Ballard?
Not much. Honestly, I didn't really find a whole lot of news.
Okay. Hey, okay, good. That's good. That's enough news. Are they going to make you stand outside at that place?
What place? The job?
Yeah.
No.
You sure?
No, not. No, not that I checked. I actually, so I had training this week and everything was going well, but they had quite a few people they were training and they had to make some cuts. And I just, you know, I got canned, basically.
What?
Yeah.
Ballard, how do you get fired before you even start?
I don't know.
Wait
The boss pulled that whole "you're a really nice guy" thing too. You know, when they say you're a really nice, talented, brilliant person, but this job ain't for you. Like,
I mean, what happened? Were you screwing up the chicken sandwiches or something?
Nah, it was just one of those.
This is terrible news.
It's really fast paced, and I guess I just wasn't fast enough. I mean, I was fast, but it just wasn't to their level, I guess.
Well, there's a reason. Listen, Chick-fil-A runs like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. For
a reason.
Right.
And that reason is they don't hire slowpokes.
Right. It wasn't.
There's a reason every time you go to Chick-fil-A, there's 500 cars in line, but it still only takes you 2 minutes to get your food.
Right.
And it's not because they hire slow people. You know?
Yeah. I know that.
But this is disappointing news, though, because I was hoping you could figure out how they make those damn chicken sandwiches and then let us know, you know?
Well, it wasn't even Chick-fil-A, actually, but
what? I thought you said
it was. You ever heard of Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah.
It was that. And that's a busy place too.
That is a busy place.
Intense.
But why?
It's
but
intense.
I thought it was Chick-fil-A.
I had an interview but never heard back. And then I had another interview and got hired somewhere else.
Buffalo
that.
Wild Wings.
Yes.
Now, what were you going to be doing there?
I was basically like
busting
cutting
tables?
chicken and stuff.
You were in the kitchen. I got you.
Yeah. I got in the kitchen.
Man. This is a shame that it didn't work out for you at Buffalo. Now, I don't know, obviously, the particulars of your Buffalo Wild Wings, but I can tell you that at the Wild Wings here, it seems like a pretty good place for a single man like yourself to be working.
Yeah.
As far as the decoration goes,
The setup.
well, whatever you want to call it. The scenery.
Mm-hmm.
So this is alarming news, and it doesn't. It's not news I was hoping to hear on a Friday.
Yeah.
This is disheartening. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now Slim Shady has a question for you, real quick.
What?
And thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, "Ask Ballard if, since he is now living in Alabama, will he be attending the running of the Gumps this off season?"
Oh yeah. I'm going. Oh yeah. Shoot.
No, I already told you you're not going to the spring game.
Okay. My bad. Never mind, Slim.
We'll see if I'm right or wrong, but you tried this before. And I told you, I said, I don't think you're going. And you were on and on. So we'll see. We'll find out in a couple of weeks. The running of the Gumps is hilarious. I doubt they're doing that this year, though.
Yeah.
I doubt they're doing that this year. And is that the spring game where they do? Wait a minute. That might be Fan Day. Does Alabama still do Fan Day? Which is usually in July or something, June or July. That's when Georgia does it, when they do it. I think that's when they do the running of the Gumps. Do you know what the running of the Gumps is?
Not completely.
They have
but I
a
know
fan
obviously
day. They have a fan day at Alabama. Basically, what it is they open up Bryant-Denny Stadium. All they put a bunch of tables and chairs like down in one end zone, and the players and the coaches sit there, and fans can show up. Fans can show up and get autographs. Right, you can purchase a picture for $5 or something and get your autographs and yada yada yada. And so they'll say, okay, gates open at 2, whatever. Well, the fans will start lining up at 2 the day before or whatever,
24 hours in advance,
whatever it is. Yeah. And they let them in the stadium at the opposite end zone. So you got the players sitting on one end zone. The fans are lined up outside the stadium at the other end zone. And then when the time comes, whatever time it is, 2:00 or whatever, boom, they open the gate and it's the running of the Gumps, because everybody has to be first in line.
They all just like dash in there.
Right.
Like,
they have to be first. Yeah. They have to be the first one there. And so you see these pictures every year of these inbreeds running across the 50-yard line at Alabama. And it's just, it's always a hilarious picture to see. And Alabama doesn't call it the running of the Gumps, obviously, but that's been the name,
that's been given.
Right.
Yeah.
You know how like you call LSU the corn dogs and all that. You have these different sayings or whatever that go around. Yeah, the running of the Gumps. Golden Blue Dude, thank you for the super chat too. I appreciate that. Also and as well. Earlier, someone asked if Isaiah Wilson graduated. No, he was a three and done guy. He started all 3 years and left after his junior year. Golden Blue Dude, thank you again for the super chat. Feel free to type a message with that if you want to. Up to you. Man, Ballard. No, all joking aside, I hate to hear that about the thing with the job, but something will come around, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You'll figure something out.
I got you.
So it is what it is. Now you say you're going to visit. Now this is no secret. You've said it a bunch of times, but so you recently moved to Alabama to stay with your grandparents. But then earlier in the chat, you said today you're going to see your other grandfather, I think you said.
Yeah.
So they live do they live in the same town there, or is this something you're traveling to do?
So what it is, my grandparents, like my dad's parents, have a lake house. It's been in the family for decades. It was my dad's grandmother and grandfather's house. You know, we know this house, right? And we know the lake and everything. My mom's parents wanted to move up, and it has nothing to really do with, the fact that our other grandparents are up here or whatever. It was one of those. We just want to live on the lake too. So they're building a lake house, making great progress. Really close to being done. I mean, it's built. They're just installing stuff and everything. And so I don't know exactly what he has in store for me, but my other grandfather said, "Hey, I'm going to need your help. If you can, come over." And so I'm basically helping him out. It's men work. Let's do this.
Yeah, that's good. Helping out your grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
That's good news. Jordan wants to know if you considered selling drugs.
No.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't blame you on that. I don't think that's a very stable line of work.
Right.
Easy money usually don't last. Fast money don't last. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I got you.
And in jail, a Snickers is like $6. So you have to sell a lot of drugs before you get caught. You know what I mean? So you have plenty.
Yeah.
So you have plenty of money when you're in jail for your commissary and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to be begging people come up there and put money on your books. You know what I mean? It's no good. Trust me.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Trust me. I would put money on your books though, BAllARD, just so you know.
Right. Yeah.
I would give you, if something happened and you had your three hots in a cot, I'd give you $100 a month on your books.
Thank you.
Yeah. Or what I would do is like one stream a month. It would be like a BAllARD's charity jail commissary stream. And I would say, all right, guys, it's time to pony up. BAllARD's hungry.
I'm gonna need some bail money.
Yeah. BAllARD needs his noodles,
Yeah.
And we would do a charity stream, and all the donations I would send directly to you. That's how much I care about you.
I got you.
Because jail's terrible. And if you
I'm
don't,
sure
and if you
it
don't
is.
have, any money, it's something worse than terrible, because you'll be hungry the whole time.
You can't bail yourself out or anything.
BAllARD, that's the worst part about jail. Is they don't give you enough food in there.
Wow.
Yeah. Even a little guy like me still stays starving in there. Yeah. So without that commissary money, where you can order your noodles and your pepperoni rolls, without that, shit.
Yeah.
You whittle away.
Nothing.
You whittle away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need that. You don't need that.
It's crazy.
Waikiki, thank you for the super chat. He says, has BAllARD thought about turning tricks for cash?
Like talent?
No, turning tricks.
Turning tricks.
That's becoming a prostitute.
Oh, no.
No, he hasn't thought about that.
What?
Oh, Waikiki. He hasn't thought about that. Yeah, gigolos can make good money.
Yeah.
No doubt. Gigolos can make good money.
I'm too good for that stuff, though.
Yeah. Yes, you are. BAllARD. Okay, BAllARD, who did you pick to win the tournament initially?
Gonzaga all the way, I guess.
Okay.
They just have had that kind of year.
They're still alive, so they still got a chance. My pick was Baylor, and Baylor's still alive too. Did you join the little thing I made?
No, I did not.
Okay,
March Madness, I didn't join.
Yeah, that's okay. I was gonna look and see where you were at on there, but I think I'm in like around 10th place or so. I still have a chance. I'm in 10th. There's almost 50 people in there, and considering I didn't watch a single basketball game this year, I'm happy being in 10th right now. And I could still win, I guess. I'm only, I think, 5 points or so behind the first place person. and still got a lot of games left to play. But my pick to win it all is still alive. So I still have a chance.
Yeah.
I still have a chance. So we'll see. Lou, you in the wrong. Jail come to the feds today is fried fish Friday. Oh,
What?
oh, yeah, he's talking about prison. No, I've never been to prison, so I don't have any opinion on prison food. I'm talking about jail food. Scott Kerr, thank you for the super chat. He says, Ballard, great water boy for Bama. Are they hiring?
I don't know. I might get in touch with Saban. I don't know, man.
Now, wouldn't that be something? What?
Yes.
What if you got some kind of a job with the Alabama football, whatever, any job? Wouldn't that be something?
I'm the towel boy.
Shit, anything. How cool would that be? Anyway, so besides helping your grandparents this afternoon, what you got planned for the weekend? Anything exciting? You gonna watch basketball tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I watched some of the games.
When does Alabama play on Sunday?
Doesn't
Alabama play on? When does Alabama play? Sunday?
I think it's Sunday afternoon. Let me see.
Yeah, let's look and see. Schedule.
Yes, Sunday at 6:15 Central. We play UCLA.
Yeah. Now your boys Loyola. Listen, Loyola could win again. They play Oregon State tomorrow. And Oregon State's a 12 seed. Loyola is an 8 seed. So I don't know. We'll see.
Oregon State's pretty good.
Oregon State's looked good, yeah. And then you got Villanova and Baylor. I need Baylor to win that one because they were my pick to win it all in the bracket thing. Oh, here you go. Can an SEC team knock off Oral Roberts? Arkansas versus Oral Roberts tomorrow at 7:25.
Arkansas is really good. They're an 11-point favorite on ESPN.
Okay. Now, what about Syracuse and Houston? And Houston's a 2 seed. They're not normally a like if they're a 2 seed, that means they're really, really good. Like, right? Yeah. So they're not normally a great basketball team, are they?
I mean, they've played, I don't know about years prior for Houston, but this year, man, their defense has been really solid. Like, they're scoring about maybe 70, 80 points a game.
Yeah.
And they're only giving up about 50 or so.
That seems pretty serious.
50, 60. Yeah.
So those are the games tomorrow. And then on, oops, I hit the wrong, the wrong thing here. Let's try that instead. Creighton versus Gonzaga.
Yes.
I don't know anything about Creighton. I don't know anything about Creighton.
Yeah.
Florida State versus Michigan. Man, this is an interesting game because two of the most disappointing football teams lately.
Yes.
Michigan really hasn't had a year where they've been terrible. Florida State has. Michigan hasn't really had a year where they've just been absolutely horrible. It's just
they're just
they float around that 8, 9, 10 wins and the whole can't beat Ohio State, can't win the division, all that. But that would be an interesting football game to see too. And then you got UCLA and Alabama. I think Alabama can win that one. I do. And Oregon and Southern Cal are the 4 games on Sunday. So those are our, 16? So those are the 16 teams that are left, the 8 games that are coming on this weekend. I'll stream some on Saturday afternoon. So, yeah, we have some good games. Should, anyway. Should.
Villanova, I think really, I kind of want to look at this and say.
Ballard, did you fall in a hole?
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. I hear you now.
I don't know why it sounded weird, but
I thought something might have happened. I was worried. I was gonna send Lassie out to check the well to see if you fell in there. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah,
Good
but
news.
This is the part of March Madness where it all gets really. I mean, it just keeps getting interesting with each I mean, we're in the Sweet 16. Then we'll have the Elite Eight, then the Final Four, then the championship. This is where the upsets could happen. I mean,
That's true.
now it maybe not for the Gonzaga. I mean, maybe Creighton could do something to Gonzaga. I don't think they're going to. I think Gonzaga's just, again, they score too many points. I mean, it's hard to keep up with them. But I mean, how funny would it be if Arkansas, and I know it's basketball, and there's a lot of team names that you hear in basketball that if you heard in football, it's like they're playing who? Oral Roberts. If Arkansas loses to a team like Oral Roberts, I've never even heard of that school.
Ballard, which SEC athletic department has the most national championships?
Alabama.
No, stop it. Come on. Y'all are in like 10th place. Y'all are like 10th in the SEC, sir. Who has the most national championships in the SEC?
Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah. You're behind, relevant teams like Georgia, Florida. You're somewhere further down the list.
Oh, you're talking about in basketball, right?
Athletic departments. All sports combined.
All sports combined. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You're way down on you're down on the doo-doo end of that list, buddy. How's that make you feel? See, this is Alabama fan. I'm not just a football fan. I care about all Alabama sports. This is what the Alabama fans are telling you now when they try to talk about basketball. I love everything about Alabama. I love Alabama so much. They love Alabama so much they marry their cousins and stuff. This is what they tell you. I'm all about Alabama all the way, everything, all the time. Okay, well, congratulations. You're in like 10th place all time in the SEC in terms of national championships. Whee! Didn't you know what they tell you? As soon as you tell them that, you know what they tell you?
What?
18 national titles in football. Yeah, here we are. Thank you for proving my point. That's all you care about, and I don't, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. All I care about is football.
Right.
I watch March Madness. Georgia's been in March Madness. Georgia's made the tournament like what, twice in the last 15 years or something like that. I watch every single year. So if Georgia lucks up and makes the tournament next year, I can still watch the tournament and I don't have to worry about people. Oh, you're only watching the tournament because Georgia's in there this year. No, I watch it every year. You know how many regular season games I watched in college basketball in the last 20 years? 0. Not a single one. I don't watch regular season college basketball. I watch March Madness. It's just exciting. Look, there's a lot of people that don't like football. But they watch the Super Bowl.
And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. You want to see the championship and not the meaningless, pointless regular season games. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't like golf, but I always watch some of the Masters. I don't like horse racing, but I watch the Kentucky Derby every year. Right. On and on. So, but yep. Also and two. What is this? Oh, Slim Shady's got something for you. He says, thank you for, he's got $5 for you. He says, this should cover Ballard's next cup of noodles and a pack of Pall Malls from the commissary. I'll get that right to him. Between the trenches, thank you for hitting the super chat. He says, I heard Ballard got fired for, wow. He says, I heard Ballard got fired for sticking his Waikiki in the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Secrets out.
Whatever you do, don't ask Ballard how they make the secret sauce. Don't trust me. You don't want to know. No, I'm just kidding. Slim Shady, thank you again, sir. He says new law in Alabama allows divorced couples to remain brother and sister even after the divorce. Facts.
Man, they're going after me today, man.
Facts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh man.
Ballard. Did you have any bad weather yesterday?
It was better than what it's been the past few days, but yeah, we've had some storms this week and tornado watch warnings.
There was a bad tornado near. There was a bad one near Birmingham yesterday.
Yeah, it was in the area.
Tore some houses up. It looked pretty bad.
It was I saw on the news or whatever. It was in the area where my other grandparents live,
Yeah.
outside of the lake. And I'm like, y'all good? They're fine.
Okay, good.
But
We're getting a storm today. No tornado watches, but there is a thunderstorm watch today. But man, we need it. This pollen, I swear, I don't remember the last time the pollen was this bad here. I must just be getting old because I do feel like I complain a lot. But this pollen is terrible. And pollen never bothered me when I don't know. I don't remember what age it was. I guess it was probably sometime in my 30s. But it was like pollen never bothered me. And then all of a sudden one year it started bothering me. And now it bothers me every year. Sneezing and runny nose and all that kind of stuff. And we haven't had any rain here in a couple of weeks. And when pollen season starts, if it coincides with a period of time where we don't get any rain, it's terrible. It's terrible because the rain will knock all that crap down and get rid of it. And so I'm hoping that's what happens. I'm hoping that's what happens today. But I'm not exaggerating. I washed my car yesterday at me and Lou Jr. went out to Mexican to eat dinner.
yeah.
And we washed the car on the way. So I don't know, 5 o'clock or so, washed the car. When I left the Mexican restaurant 2.5 hours later, my car was yellow already. Again, it's just covered.
Wow.
It's just everywhere. When you get to a place when you're riding down the road where there's no trees or buildings or whatever, and you can see way off into the distance, when you look off into the sky towards the horizon or whatever, it's just a yellow haze. You can just see it floating through the air. It's ridiculous. So we get to some of this rain, knock this crap down. You think that'd be good for me?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I'll find something different to complain about next week. That'll probably be what I have to do. Now, Chess Hall says you call him every week to check on him. Is that true?
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah.
You know.
Somebody needs to be doing that. I'm glad you've taken it upon yourself to be that person.
Well, I mean, someone's got to do it. I don't know who is. So
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
someone's
fine,
got to
I'll
stay
do
on
it if
him. Someone's got to
nobody
stay
else
on him.
will.
Yeah, yeah. He needs constant supervision, doesn't he?
Yeah. Gets into trouble and all that.
Man, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, Ballard, I know you. I know you said you couldn't stay on, so I'm gonna let you go. Sorry for the extra rigmarole this morning of having to click the link. I forgot to charge my phone when I was sleeping last night, and I charged it this morning before the show, but it was only on like 11%, and I know it would have died halfway through the conversation. So,
Right.
but Ballard, I'm like a. I'm like one of those animals that can adapt to its environment, like whatever. Like some type of animal, it doesn't matter what color it is. As soon as he jumps on a tree, he turns brown.
The iguana?
When he jumps on a leaf, he turns green. They just, that's how I am. I'm very adaptable. So I was able to come up with something here right on the fly to get you on the show. Was it easy on your end? In other words, when I emailed you that link, did you click on it from your cell phone and it just worked? Was it easy to do?
Yeah, I'm using my phone right now and I clicked on the Zoom link.
Okay, and it just works. There was you didn't have no problems because that's nice to know.
Yeah,
because that
it
might
worked
be,
just like StreamYard would.
okay.
Basically.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good, great. All right, well, Ballard, I'll let you go. I do appreciate you coming on this morning, sir. Keep your head up about that job situation, man. It's a tough, it's hard to get a job right now because a lot of people have lost their job over the last year. So there's a lot of people. There's more people looking for jobs than there is jobs available. And so anyway, don't, keep your head up. The right job will come along. This job just wasn't the right one, or else you would have got it. You know what I mean? That's how you have to look at it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Lou.
All right, buddy. Have a good weekend, sir.
All right.
All right, buddy. Yeah. More than that. Let's get rid of him. Figure out how. I don't know. Oh, he got rid of himself. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm proud of myself because I'm a creature of habit. I know it looks like I know what I'm doing, but I really don't. It takes me like a year to get something set up, like the way I do these streams, and then I just don't, I don't mess with anything. I don't touch anything. But because I can't, if it goes wrong, I can't fix it. So like this morning when I couldn't use my cell phone, I was like, well, wait a minute. How am I going to do? I'm proud of myself that I was able to get Ballard on the first try with no problems. And, you know, the thing that's so easy, even a caveman can do it. If Ballard clicked that link and it just worked automatically, then it must be easy. You know, almost anyone could figure it out, I'm pretty sure. So, Bacon in Jet, thank you for the super chat. He says $5 for a ramen noodle pizza for Ballard. Yeah, people will make some crazy things in there. Jail is the most creative place I've ever been. I'm not going to lie. There are some very creative people in jail. Very creative. Dago says, Luanon alert. Uncle Lou admits to being a lizard person. Probably a vampire, too. Not a vampire. I can't stay up all night anymore. When I was younger, I'm too old now. Hey, Lou, I'm free if you need an abbot to your Costello. Let me see how I can get you on. Let's try this. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, that. Will that work? No, of course it won't. Will this work? Yeah, this will work. All right, you'll have to check your email, Slim, if you want to come on. Armed and Dangerous. Thank you for supporting the show this morning. Super chat. He says, hey, Lou, I guess Indy Sean 44 wants to fight you. Well, I guess he better meet me at Walgreens. I think Unk is first. Unk is first. And if there's anything left of me after that, then Indy, he said Indy Sean 44. I don't know if you accidentally typed Indy Sean 44 or if you did that on purpose, but for some reason that strikes me as funny that you typed 44 instead of 45. Like, I don't know. It's funny to me. But yeah, just tell him to pick a Walgreens. Actually, no, don't tell him to pick one. He has to come to this Walgreens. I'm not traveling for that. That'll be a home game for me. Unc said he was coming to the Walgreens right up the street from my house. So Indy Sean 44 can meet me at the same one, I guess. That'd be just fine. That'll be just fine. Mike Vick says Lou has been arrested but never been in jail. That's fake news, Vic. Fake news, sir. I wish it. I mean, I'm not proud of that, but it is what it is. Yeah, I've never been to prison. No, never been to prison. I've heard a lot of people say that, vodka drinker. Jail is worse than prison. I have heard a lot of people say that. I can't confirm or deny, as I have only been to one of the two. So, and I don't plan on visiting either of those things again. Lou had $1 million bond. No, not true. Chess was arrested for flooding the Chipotle toilet during the Slob Olympics. Jail gives you green bologna sandwiches. Yeah, if you don't have any money on your books, you will starve. Melon Matt says, I'm a correctional officer at the county jail. It's pretty bad. Armed and Dangerous says he won't even bother to call into the show to ask you. Poor Indy Sean 44, bunch of tools come to his page and can't just ignore it. Somebody sent me a screenshot a couple of days ago. Do y'all know Leroy Jenkins? The commenter, Leroy Jenkins. He's been in here forever. He's on BVD. He's on all the college football streams. Leroy Jenkins. Somebody sent me a screenshot from Indy Sean 45's comment section where Leroy Jenkins had left him some kind of a comment. I don't even remember what the comment was. And then underneath it, Sean replied, I know this is you, Uncle Lou. He thinks every single troll account is me. I don't understand it. I haven't watched one. I don't remember the last time I watched one of his videos, but I'm constantly hearing from people that, well, hell, he comes on BVD's show and says it or whatever. Yeah, but he thinks every single troll account is me. The guy's mind is gone. I don't know what's left of it. BCC says, morning, Lou and chat people, few bucks for coffee. County jail sucks. Yes, it does. Lou, when you come to Charlotte for the UJ Clemson game, will you meet me at Walgreens? Yes. Yes, I will. I see you, Slim. Yeah, good morning in that, though. You muted yourself, Slim. You there?
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, I hear you now. I
had to download the app real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is Zoom. Zoom is easier to use to me than Skype. I don't know. So that's why I did it that way. Anyway, what's going on, buddy?
Well, same old. Listening to old BAllARD there. Gotta love him. You have to.
Yeah. It seems like there's always something interesting going on with BAllARD.
I wish my life was half as interesting as his.
Yeah, he always has some kind, like, this isn't the first interesting job story. Like, he had a couple of things go weird or wrong with some jobs before where he was living before, and then he moved, and then had all the way moving in with his grandparents thing, and he had the hanging up the poster and the lamp in his background, and I don't know, it just seems like there's always something to talk about with there's always something going on that's kind of a little bit out of the ordinary.
I mean, not my proudest moment, but I've actually had a job story similar to his. The only time I've ever worked in fast food, I was about 16 or so, and manager hired me because the assistant manager was a friend of mine in school, and what the manager didn't know was the day she had me start was the day that the owner decided to shut the place down.
Oh.
So it was a Crystals. I laid the grill, got a tour, and got fired.
Wow. Yeah, that's about what that sounds like about what happened to BAllARD. He said he wasn't cutting up the chicken fast enough.
But he was nice enough. He paid me for my hour and a half and reimbursed me what I had to pay for my uniform. So
yeah,
a swell guy.
I don't really have anything. I never technically got fired from anywhere. I don't think I got laid off when I worked for Alltel. Verizon bought them out and sent us to 2 weeks of training somewhere, We came back on a Monday. We opened at 9. The first person in the door was someone from Verizon Human Resources. They set up in an office, and one by one, they called everybody into that office and laid them off. All of us, the whole entire department. I got laid off. I'm trying to think of what else. When I was store manager of movie gallery, I went on vacation for a week, and when I came back from vacation, the store was an absolute disaster, which was my fault because I went out and hired all my friends, which is a terrible idea, by the way. Don't ever do that, anybody out there. So when I came back from vacation, the store was an absolute mess, and the district manager showed up, and I guess a bunch of crap had went wrong while I was off the week before, and she showed up at the store, and she was like, we're going to move you down to assistant manager. And I said, no, I'm not interested. And I got up and left. So I technically quit instead of being demoted. But I've never really been fired from a job before.
I remember when they shut down the movie gallery in the little town we lived in Georgia for a couple of years. My mother went and bought out as many VHSs as she could because they were just selling everything in the store.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, too. The same thing happened here when they closed up all the movie galleries and the Blockbusters and Hollywood Videos and all that. They close out sale. You go in there and get like 5 movies for $20.
Yeah. And I can also vouch for your story. Never work with friends. It doesn't work out very well. You try and spend most of your time screwing off instead of actually working.
Yeah, I learned a valuable lesson. I literally went out. I think there ended up. I think we might have had 7 people that worked there, and they were all friends of mine. That I was in college. I was like, "Hey, I'm the manager of a store. If you need a job, just let me know." And immediately, everyone quit their job and came and they want to work there. And it's hard to make your friends do any work. And I ended up having to do it all myself, which wasn't their fault. They weren't bad people. It's just it's hard to manage your friends. I learned a valuable lesson there. But anyway.
Oh yeah, I worked for a friend of mine right before I started this job here. Just kind of as an in between thing, I had a couple of vacations planned, so I was like, well, I'll get the vacations out of the way and then I'll start a new job.
Yeah.
So I worked for him with his construction company for a little while, and we ended up spending a lot of days figuring out interesting ways of screwing off and just having fun because we're all friends, so we're just hanging out most of the time.
Yeah. Chess Hall says he used to work at Liberty Tax as a sign spinner.
I think we're gonna need to fact check that.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that true, Chess Hall? Yeah, they have those people all around now, and it's not just the tax places that do it here anymore. It was like pizza places will have a guy out on the road. Sometimes a sub sandwich place might have a guy out on the road spinning the thing.
I've noticed around Memphis a lot of mattress stores have them, which I've always found really weird because I don't know about anybody else, but a mattress isn't an impulse buy for me. I don't see a guy spinning a sign and go, oh, I need to go buy a mattress.
We'll have to get Mike Vick to do on his conspiracy things that he does on Thursday. There's a whole bunch. There's a big convoluted conspiracy theory about all these mattress stores. I don't know how many mattresses does the average person buy in a lifetime? 5, maybe. I mean, you don't buy very many mattresses over the course of your life. I don't understand how there's this many mattress stores around. There's probably 10 mattress stores in Augusta, at least. And no one's ever there. So but there's this whole conspiracy about how the entire mattress store industry in this country is really just a giant money laundering thing. We'll have to get Mike Vick to look into that for one of his conspiracy things.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea because outside of hotels, who's buying a bunch of mattresses? I mean, I think I've bought 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't buy very many. I think my like my kids are 12 and 13, so they had their crib, but then since then, I think each of them is on their second mattress. We bought a mattress maybe 2 years ago, and that might be the third one I ever bought in my lifetime. So yeah, it's really weird, and there's just a lot of mattress stores around. My daughter's mattress we ordered off of Amazon, and it was free because we're Prime. It was free shipping. Can you imagine the shipping cost on a mattress?
Oh, it'd probably be astronomical.
It might be more than a mattress.
Well, I don't know. They've figured out ways. Like we just bought my daughter a mattress because we got her a new bed for Christmas, and it's a good, probably twin size mattress. And I mean, they had it in a box a quarter of the size.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Bacon says they have 2 Mattress Firm stores right across the street from each other. And they both went out of business. Oh, speaking of that, I'll ask you, Slim, but then everybody in the comment section too. Wherever the Lowe's is in your town, is the Home Depot right across the street? There's 2 Lowe's here and 2 Home Depots, and they're each located right across the street from each other. So you got the Lowe's on one side of the road and then the Home Depot on the other side of the road. And there's 2 Lowe's, and they each have a Home Depot literally right across the street from them. It's the weirdest thing.
Mine is not. I've got a Home Depot in the town I live in, and like 20 miles up the road is the Lowe's.
Well, maybe that's just here then. But yeah, it's strange.
I think Augusta's a bit bigger than the town I live in. There's under 10,000 people in the town I live in.
Yeah. To anybody that's familiar with Augusta, the Bobby Jones Expressway, there's a Lowe's, and then across the street there's a Home Depot, and then out here in Evans, Washington Road, same thing. They're like literally like right across the street from each other. It's strange. I don't know. I don't know. Where are you at?
That's
now?
like fast food restaurants. Somewhere outside of Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Oh, calling Baton Rouge. Yes. Hello, Samantha dear. I heard you're feeling fine.
Yeah, and whoever designed the interstate system that runs through Baton Rouge either attended Georgia Tech or knows somebody who did.
Won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But till then, I'll spend my money right on down to my last dime. Oh, calling Baton Rouge. Does it smell like corn dogs?
It smells like corn dogs until you hit the Mississippi River, and then it smells like soggy corn dogs.
Ah, yes. Armed and Dangerous, thank you for the super chat. He says, you must have trolled him really hard. He can't forget you. I don't know. I've said it over and over and over again. When we played Notre Dame in 2017, I trolled him relentlessly about Rudy. And the guy lost his mind. He blocked me. Played him again in 2019, but I couldn't comment on his channel then because he had me blocked. And I don't know, for the last 2 or 3 years, he cries incessantly. Every single troll account is me. I won't leave him alone. I do this, I do that. I couldn't tell you the last Indy Sean 45 video I watched. No idea. And he tells this story about some kind of political debate we got into, which is true, back in 2017 or 2018, whatever it was. I really don't understand. The guys, listen, Indy Sean 45 is a 40-year-old man who lives alone. He's never been married. He's never got any kids. And he spends half his time pretending to be a 9-year-old girl. So I really don't think there's anything else anyone needs to know. It's pretty clear and obvious to anybody with a working brain what's going on there. But anyway.
Yeah, that's the guy that blocked me in 2017 after the Miami Notre Dame game.
Yeah, I believe it. For sure. I believe it. There's a Kmart and a Walmart right next door to each other, about 10 miles away from me. Now they're both call centers and an Ollie's. We haven't had a Kmart here in a long time. We used to have two here. One went out of business 10 or 15 years ago, and the last one went out of business 5 or 6 years ago, I guess. There's no more Kmarts here. We still have a Sears here. It's actually attached to the mall here, but no Kmarts.
Sears is another one that's going the way of the dodo. You're seeing less and less of them.
Mm-hmm. We used to have a standalone Sears here, not attached to the mall, just a standalone Sears, and that closed down a long, probably 25 years ago. But then they opened one at the mall, and it's still there. I don't know who goes there though. I have no idea. I don't know that I've ever bought anything from a Sears. I don't know. Maybe I have, and I just don't remember. But somehow they're still hanging on here anyway.
I used to buy a lot of my tools from there. Just because Craftsman had a lifetime warranty, and I thought Bob Vila was so cool.
Yeah, Bob Vila. Well, Bob Vila is pretty cool. That's number one. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. All of his old shows are on YouTube, by the way. For all you Bob Vila fans
This
out there.
Old House or something like that?
Yeah, This Old House is on there too, and Bob Vila's got another show that's on there too. I can't remember the name of it. Same type of thing, but yeah, there's hundreds and hundreds of episodes of This Old House on there.
Some of the younger ones in the comment section won't know what we're talking about.
No, they don't know who Bob Vila or Sears is.
That's enough to make you feel old.
Yeah, I know. Megan, thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou, I've been through more mattresses than you can count. Everyone knows my hubby can't recruit, so someone's got to pick up the slack. Now, yeah, Megan Mullen, she says she's going to wore some mattresses out.
Like, she probably gets like that hotel discount at this point for buying in bulk.
Yeah, she buys them 100 at a time, stacks them up out back until she needs them. Yeah. Jesus.
She even left some with Mississippi State. She's like, y'all can have them.
Yeah. That's funny.
No national titles in anything, but they have plenty of mattresses for the dorm rooms.
Yeah. Right. What you got going on this weekend? You on the road all weekend, or you going to make it back home?
Oh, no, I'll be home about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
I'll be able to make it back within about an hour. I actually have a project to finish up. I'm building my own like knife and axe throwing board in my backyard.
That sure has become popular lately, hasn't it? Axe throwing. They opened up an axe throwing place here downtown, like in the bar district. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is this I don't know about this. Is that the best place to put an axe throwing place? Is right next to all the bars? I don't know.
I didn't think.
It's one of these, you know what it is? You know these escape games? You know what I'm talking about? Where they lock you in a room and you have to figure out how to get out or whatever. Which is a lot of fun, by the way. I've only done it one time, about a year ago in Gatlinburg, actually. They're a lot of fun. Anyway, they opened up one of those type places down in the bar district downtown, and it's an escape games / axe throwing place. I don't know. Have you ever done that? Have you ever been to one of those places? I guess you have if you're building your own.
I've never been to one of the places that do it, but it's, I mean, like knife throwing was something that I got into when I was younger. It was something my stepdad did. And so, I mean, it was always, you know, I've always been around people that did construction. So, I mean, if we could build it ourselves, we did.
Yeah. Jordan Bowman wants to know, is axe throwing as popular as shoe throwing? You know, shoe throwing is a fad. It's going to come and go. Axe throwing is here to stay, I think. I mean, axe throwing has been around for 2,000 years.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, what do you throw the axe at? Some kind of wood?
Pretty much, yeah. The way I'm building mine is basically take like 4-inch 4x4s.
Okay.
Cut into 4-inch lengths, and I mean the size. They vary by size. I mean, mine's probably the one I'm building's probably going to be about 3 foot wide, 5 foot tall.
Yeah. Now, at the risk of this sounding stupid, I'm going to ask it anyway. Again, I've never been axe throwing and know very little about it. But if you have a tree in your yard, don't you already have an axe throwing board?
I would 100% agree. But unfortunately, the only tree in my yard is in my front yard, and it's not very big.
So you're not good enough at axe throwing to use that tree, is what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Although in my defense, I mean, you're only talking a 9-10 foot tree, so it's not a very big target.
Right. And is it axe throwing, is it really the axe with like the big 3-foot handle, or is it more of a hatchet?
I've never really done much in the way of axe throwing. Now, the ones I've bought are more like a hatchet.
Yeah.
I've seen guys, you know, take the big, you know, double-sided 3-foot long handled axes and toss those. I don't trust myself to do that. Yeah. I don't want to lose an appendage just yet.
Right. Yeah, that's intriguing to me, that the popularity of this. The fact that there's somewhere in most towns where you can go, pay money, and then throw axes and hatchets at pieces of wood is just, I don't, it kind of seems like we're going backwards. And like, this seems like something that, this seems like entertainment 1,000 years ago. And we're right back to it now. It's becoming, you know, it's like everything old is new again. But can't you see like a bunch of people in the Middle Ages, like and shit, like you know, like instead of going to play putt-putt like we do now, you know, they would go somewhere and throw axes 1,000 years ago. Now here we are doing it again.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not the first thing that's, you know, old to come back. I mean, yo-yos became a thing again in the 90s.
True. You know what else is funny? These medieval festivals that they have. You ever seen one of these things?
I've never been to one of the festivals, but I have been to medieval times and had dinner.
These medieval festivals or whatever that they have, these Renaissance fairs or whatever they're called. People are running around in chainmail. You know, they got the gladiator helmets on, and you know, they're walking around drinking a Starbucks.
And they call all the kids running around Comic-Con weird.
Right. Yeah. And you know, you go to these Renaissance festivals, and it's like a bunch of history professors from every college within 200 miles, all dressed in chainmail. You know, I don't know. It's strange. Medieval times was a lot of fun though.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. And I mean, I've seen like these Renaissance fairs or whatever, and I mean, yeah, it's kind of interesting, but I'm not running around dressed up like one of these goofy bastards.
I bet chainmail is expensive. Like if I were to try to buy some chainmail, I wonder. I would like to own a suit of armor. I wonder. Can you buy a suit of armor? And if you can, does it come in regular sizes like small, medium, large, or does it have to be custom? I guess would that have to be custom made? I don't know. I need a suit
I would
of armor.
imagine custom made, but I hate that I know this. Blame Google. Yes, you can buy a suit of armor.
Okay, good.
But as far as what sizes it comes in, I have no clue.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that kind of ties back. Blaming Google, that ties back into old things becoming new again, because I mean people used to play like trivia games, and Google's just ruined that. So they got to find other things to do.
Yeah.
So we're teaching people how to escape from prison and showing them how to throw axes again.
Right. Right. Oh my God. That's so true.
Now, in my defense, I'm building mine in my backyard. Like I've already got my own little makeshift shooting range in my backyard, so I'm just adding something to it.
Yeah.
That goes back to I've never seen the sense in going to pay money when I can build my own little target in the back. I'm not going to go to a gun range either.
Yeah.
I live out in the country. I mean, like there's a 500-acre cornfield across the street from my house. Not much sense in me having to go somewhere and do all that.
Where did this happen? A guy walked into was it a Publix? I think this happened in Atlanta. They just had those shootings in Atlanta. Well, a day or two ago, a guy walked into a Publix, open carrying 6 firearms. I think it was 4 pistols and 2 rifles. He goes into the Publix. He walks into the bathroom. Another guy goes into the bathroom, not knowing that guy was in there. And the guy's just standing there peeing. He had his 2 rifles propped up against the urinal and pistols all around his waist. The guy didn't do anything, didn't say anything, just sitting there peeing. Of course, the guy turns around and walks out of the bathroom and tells the store manager or whatever, and they called the police. They arrested the guy for attempting to commit a felony. Now, what felony is it he was trying to attempt?
I'm not sure, but at the same time,
and according to the article I read, he has his carry permit. In Georgia, there's no difference between open and concealed carry. It's the same permit for both. And in fact, you're not allowed to conceal carry a rifle. You have to open carry it. So I'm trying to figure out what I mean, they arrested the guy. I'm trying to figure out what crime he committed and what felony it is they think he was planning on committing.
I mean, I have no clue. That seems like a bit of an overreaction, but I mean, at the same time, as much of a gun person as I am, I find the people that do that really annoying.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous to walk around with 6 guns like you're in the Wild Wild West. But if it's legal, I don't understand. I don't understand why the guy was arrested. I mean, I remember at some point during the whole coronavirus thing, a bunch of people showed up at the Michigan State Capitol and basically broke into the Capitol, and they all had rifles. and nothing happened to any of them because it's legal. I don't understand. There's no. It doesn't say it's legal to carry one gun or it's legal to carry two guns. There is no limit. It's as many as you can carry. So I'm trying to figure out what. I bet you those charges get dropped. You know what it is? They arrested him and sent him to the mental ward. They're going to do some kind of evaluation and then they're going to let the guy go.
More than likely, or at the very least, they're going to take you downtown to at least ask questions. But I mean, years ago when that started, I think the first big one was like 6 or 8 guys went to a Starbucks in Texas and they all had a rifle slung over their shoulder. And I'm like, y'all just look like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous to do that. I took my son to get his hair cut yesterday, and there's a guy in there getting his hair cut with a giant, I don't know what it was, 357 or something on his hip, while he's in there getting his hair cut. And the guy was, I don't know who the guy is. I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know anything. He looks like somebody who wants to be something but can't. Whatever. Maybe he wants to be a cop or he wants to be something and he can't, and he probably works at. And I'm not putting any. Well, I'm not even going to say where he probably works. I don't like putting down any. Somebody might actually work. I don't want to put it down, but he just I don't get it. I don't understand. You know how I feel about open carry is. I would rather conceal. If you're open carrying, oh well, if something happens, I can help out. If something happens, you're getting a bullet in the back of your head first thing.
Yeah.
If I'm going into a bank to rob it, and I walk into bank and I see some jackleg standing in line with a pistol on his hip, the first thing I'm doing is putting one in the back of his head, and then I'm handing my note to the bank teller.
Yeah.
I would rather conceal carry.
I have a friend that lives in North Mississippi, and he works a regular 9 to 5 like most people. He just doesn't have the money to afford, everything you have to go through in Mississippi to get a concealed carry license, but you can open carry a handgun, and he does that. Now, I mean, if you're in a situation like that, okay, fine. And no, I don't know everybody's situation, but I mean, perfect example. When we were in Atlanta, most of the time I had 2 pistols on me and nobody ever noticed.
Right.
And that's the way I like to keep things.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't understand the whole open carry thing either. But again, if it's legal, I don't understand. I don't know. I guess I don't know how we're picking and choosing who we arrest for open carrying when it's not a crime. I don't really understand how 100 militia members can show up at the Michigan State Capitol with rifles and literally walk right into the Capitol building in Michigan, and nothing happens. But one person walks into a Publix in Atlanta with 6 guns, and it's a huge. Now, I don't blame Publix for calling the police because people are nuts. I mean, let's be real. If you were in Publix right now and you saw somebody walk, this guy had an AR-15. If you were in Publix right now and you saw somebody walking in with an AR-15, you would duck and run. I would. So, I mean, I don't blame Publix for calling the police, but once the police got there, they shouldn't arrest the guy. At most, they should make him leave the store because Publix can tell you to leave the store. And I don't even know what, private businesses, I guess, can private businesses, I don't even know. It seems like the law changes on this sometimes. Can a private business have a no gun policy?
They can, but it must be clearly stated at every entrance. And Ballard was talking about Buffalo Wild Wings earlier. I don't usually go there because that is their corporate policy, and they have it posted at every single Buffalo Wild Wings. If you look, you cannot carry a firearm inside.
Now, when a business has that policy in place, is it a crime not to comply with that, or is it just a type of thing where the store can kick you out? Like let's say I go to Buffalo Wild Wings and I have a gun on my hip, and they say, "Sir, you can't come in here with that gun." And I say, "Well, I'm not leaving. I want my chicken wings." And they call the police. Well, I guess that maybe that would be trespassing then, but it wouldn't be a gun crime, would it?
If it's clearly posted that you cannot carry there and you do, yes, it's a crime.
Okay. And I'm assuming like banks probably have that policy then, I would guess. I don't know. I know, and I know like courthouses, federal, a lot of places like that will have those.
Yeah, it's pretty standard for state buildings, federal buildings, hospitals, banks. I mean, it depends. The bank I bank with, it's a local bank. They've got 3 or 4 branches in a few different towns. They don't have that policy, and I mean, I have gone in there, with a gun, and there was a deputy sheriff in line behind me that noticed. But I mean, a lot of that stuff it varies by state and even locality.
Tiger Paw says you can't open carry anywhere that serves alcohol. You can in Georgia. You can walk. You can walk right into the bar with a pistol on your hip here. And, unless I guess the bar itself has a no gun policy, but the law doesn't prohibit it here.
Right, and you can in Tennessee too, but the law is if you are carrying into an establishment that serves alcohol in Tennessee and you're drinking, that's felony.
Oh, now there may be something like that here, like drunk in possession of firearm or something. I don't. There may be a law about that here. I don't know. I don't know about that. No idea. Somebody else says, yeah, that's right. You can't be drinking if you have one. So that would make sense, I guess. I don't. I guess. What are you doing in a bar? I guess if you're not drinking, maybe I don't know. You could be. Maybe you're going there to meet women. I don't know. Maybe you just really like karaoke. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I've done it before, but I was like the designated DD that night.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. See, I'm an alcoholic, so to me, it doesn't make any sense for somebody to be in a bar if they're not drinking. But my mind is not normal.
Yeah, I understand. Believe me, it outside of somebody being the driver, which most people don't bother doing, there isn't much of a reason. But having spent a few years working in a prison, I'd rather not go as an inmate.
Yeah.
It wasn't pleasant working there, so I can't imagine it's very pleasant being your accommodations.
Yeah. It's miserable. Well, I don't know about prison. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, not to run off on a tangent. That's why it annoys me when people start talking about common sense gun laws. I mean, at this point, we're a little beyond that. I mean, there's like 23,000 of them total on books. I think we have enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and there's so many of them now. There's not much you can do. All you can do is complain. That's it. There's nothing you can do. There's too many. 50% of every private firearm owned in the world is owned in the United States. So it's just, they're not going away.
No, they're not. And I completely agree with you when the people run off on their tangents about, they're coming tomorrow to take all your guns out of your house. No, they're not.
It's not happening. Even when they banned, even when Clinton banned assault rifles in '94, there was a 10-year ban from '94 to 2004. When they make those, when they do laws like that, it bans the manufacture of the guns. It doesn't ban you from owning one. They didn't come and take any, but but anyway, that's besides the point. I mean, I understand these. We have a mass shooting. They do this with everything, though. Oh my God, we have a heroin problem. We better start talking about it all the time. They don't ever do anything, and it's the same thing. Oh my God, somebody shot somebody. We got to do something. Nothing's going away, regardless of what the NRA tells you. The NRA, boy, they try to scare you to death. They thank you for your donation, though. But guns aren't going away. Guns aren't going away. There's just too many of them. Nothing will ever happen with it. I mean, and then most of what they do is mostly pointless. Like Trump actually, other than Bill Clinton banning assault rifles in '94, Trump signed more gun restrictions than any other president since then. But they're mostly meaningless, like the bump stock things and better limit clips to 20 bullets or whatever. It's decoration. They're not really doing anything. Yeah, don't worry. You can still go to Walmart. You can still go to Walmart and buy your whatever you need. But you know what the problem? You know now you can get guns here, no problem. You can't get bullets though. That's what you can't. If you go to Academy here, I think they open at 9. Maybe they open at 8. Whatever. If you go to Academy 30 minutes before they open, any day of the week here, there's 100 people outside. Every day. And they open at 9, and they're sold out of bullets at 9:05. Every day. And it's been that way for a year and a half. And I'm not exaggerating. You have to be there when they open, or you're not, or they're gone. They're gone by 9:05. It's crazy. There must be people at home just sitting on millions of bullets.
And that's actually exactly the problem, is people going in there buying them out by 9:05, for some reason, God only knows what reason.
Well, I talked to the lady in there, and she told me,
shut down for COVID, they're not up and running at full capacity.
Right. And she told me what a lot of people are doing is they're coming in there and buying them at 9 o'clock and reselling them at twice the, like they'll go right out in the parking lot and resell them at twice the price to the guy that didn't get in time to get them.
I've seen people do it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I've never seen the sense in it myself. I mean, I keep, I've got, an ammo can, and I keep, my ammo cans full, but that's about it. I don't keep just thousands upon thousands rounds on hand.
Yeah.
Stuff does have a shelf life.
They keep 4 or 5 boxes of each caliber of ammunition in the back there, so that if you go, if you go to Academy right now and buy a 9mm, they'll have a couple of boxes in the back of 9mm bullets to sell you. So they keep a couple in the back. Because listen, if you get real pissed off today and you decide you need to go buy a gun and some bullets to take care of something, they don't want you to have to wait. They want you to be able to get the gun and the bullets today. So they keep a couple of boxes of each caliber ammunition put up in the back, so that if you do have to have something right now, if you do need to take care of a problem immediately, you're able to do that. Which is what the guy, was it the guy in Atlanta or the guy in Colorado? I think it was the guy in Atlanta. Bought the gun at 2 p.m. By 6 o'clock, he had killed 8 people. Jesus.
Something like that, yeah.
Man, he had to have that. He needed that gun now. And thank God Academy or whoever it was had those couple of boxes of bullets in the back. What if the guy would have had to wait till the next day to kill those people? He can't have that aggravation. He has to kill them now.
Which, what a lot of places do is they won't sell you the guns and the bullets together. Oh, really?
I didn't know that. I'm not a gun nut. I'm not a gun nut. I've owned a few guns in my lifetime. Never owned a rifle. I've never owned anything but pistols. I'm not a gun nut. I mean, I hope I never even have to use it. But I keep it at home. So sometimes I take it with me in the car, depending on where I'm going. But I'm not a gun nut. I'm not an expert on all these things and all that kind of stuff. I do think if you're a homeowner, you should probably have one.
Idea.
No, I don't think it should be mandatory or whatever, like some of these podunk towns in Georgia. This town in Georgia, Cherokee, they have a city ordinance that says if you own a home, you must own a firearm. I mean, they're taking, forget trying to ban guns. They're trying to force you to have one.
Well, there's still, if you look up, old laws that are still on the books, there's still a lot of states that, you have to have a firearm by law. You have to be trained how to use it. You have to have a certain amount of ammunition. But, I mean, you're talking laws that date back to the late 1700s.
Yeah.
But, and honestly, coming from somebody that is a gun nut, I hope I never have to shoot anybody either. I really do. I'd hate to be in that position.
Yeah.
Everybody's, there's a lot of people that say, oh, I do this or that in that situation. Nobody knows what they'll do in that situation, so they're put into it. And I hope I'm never put in that situation.
I'll tell you where I don't know what I would do, because if someone broke into my house, I don't have any doubt about what I would do. And I would, let's say somebody broke in my house at 2 a.m. I'd be back to sleep before the coroner ever got there. I would have no problem. Where I would have a problem is, let's say I'm at Walmart or even a bank and I'm carrying, and someone walks in and they're robbing the bank. I don't think I'd have shit to say. I don't know that I would be willing to risk my life to save the bank's money. Now, if they were started shooting people or something, that would be a little bit different. I'm not putting myself on the line for an insured bank or business, though, that's not my own. I don't think I would do that. That's one of those things where I guess like you said, I wouldn't know until I was in the situation, but I don't know how I would react there. If I'm at the dollar store and somebody comes in and wants to clean out the register, who am I to get in their way?
Right.
They're insured, and as long as they're not killing anybody or shooting anybody or harming anybody or taking a hostage or whatever, I would imagine I probably won't do anything but lay on the floor like the guy tells me to or whatever, probably. I'm just being honest. You lose a pussy. I'd blow his head off. Yeah, well, type about it. The more you type about it, the less likely you are to actually be somebody that would do that, just so you know. But no, if I was getting carjacked, anything involving my kids breaking into my house, anything like that, I don't have any doubt in my mind what I would do. I can tell you right now, nobody's taking my car. I'll tell you that right now. I'd almost rather they came in here and took one of my kids. I'm just kidding, but that's what I'm saying. I do love that car, though. I mess with my car.
Yeah, and I'm kind of the same way as you. My house is one thing, but like you say, a bank, if they're not hurting anybody else, I don't know. But once again, I honestly believe it's one of those things you don't know what you do till you're put in that position.
Right. Yeah. It's real easy to shoot a piece of paper, ain't it?
Oh, it is. I've killed lots of paper.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I hunt a lot just because bullets a lot cheaper than going to the grocery store.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I'm not one of those people. I don't go out and trophy hunt. I ain't got the time for all that. If it's brown, I'm putting it down. You're going in it all looks the same in my freezer.
Right.
I don't care about the deer horns. I don't care how much you boil them. They don't ever soften up.
Yeah.
But, as far as going to get something to eat, yeah, I'll take that 97-cent bullet any day over that $2.99 a pound coupon.
I hear you. Well, Slim, I appreciate you coming on today, man. That was nice of you to do that. I know you're a busy individual. I appreciate you taking the time to hop on.
Yes, sir. Not a problem. I enjoyed it.
All right. Be careful out there on that road. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon,
Yes,
I'm sure. All right. Slim Shady Canes checking in on the morning show on a Friday. Hope you guys had a good week. Hope you have a great weekend. I hear it's starting to thunder out here now, too. Getting windy, and it's darker now than it was when I started the morning show. So remember last week they predicted we were getting some kind of big storm, and it never rained a drop here. It looks like this time they got it right. It looks like the bottom's about to fall out there. So let's see who wins today. I think I know who it is. Let's see. Gold and Blue Dude's at 10. I think Waikiki's above that. Let's see. Waikiki. 2, 4. Bears, Cubs, Canes, 10. JoJo, 5. Megan, 5. Armed and Dangerous. Slim Shady. Oh, Slim Shady 15. 5, 10, 15. Waikiki, thank you for the super chat. He says, any chance there's a Jesse and Slim show coming soon since Jesse's going to start live streaming? If so, it's got to be called On the Road Again. Thoughts on the revamped Justice League? My initial thoughts is that it's 4 hours and 5 minutes long. I did put it on. And Lou Jr. watched the whole thing. I sort of was in and out on it. So I don't want to pretend I sat down and watched all 4 hours from beginning to end, because I didn't. But I was in and out and watched it. And it did look good. And I probably will sit down and watch it at some point. But he said it was great. Way better than the original. So that's that. Megan said, oh, that's a mattress comment. Yeah. Jojo, thank you for the super chat. I'm hitting the gym extra hard today just in case I happen to run into 44 leprechauns. Wouldn't that be something? Last week was St. Patrick's Day, too. Sea Dog says, let me win today. Well, you might have just done it. Let me just make sure. Waikiki, 10. Yeah, I think you did. 10. Slim Shady 5, 10, 15. Yeah, you win, Sea Dog. Congratulations, buddy. Thank you guys for tuning in this week and supporting the show. Sea Dog, you can send it now. You can send it sometime over the weekend. Send it Monday morning, whatever it is. Send me whatever picture it is you'd like me to put up next week. Picture, a GIF, whatever the case. Series of pictures, you know the deal. But I appreciate you guys tuning in this week. Thank you for supporting the show this week. Thank you for supporting me this week by watching the show. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, I'll be live streaming tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Right here for the championship game of the disappointment playoffs. It'll be Penn State versus Oregon. And then I'll end that stream, and I'm going to do the March Patreon stream. We'll watch some NCAA tournament basketball tomorrow afternoon over on the Patreon page. So if you're a member of the Patreon page, just check the Patreon probably around 3:30 or so, 3:30 or 4. I'll post a link. Just click the link. It'll take you to the Patreon stream. If you want to get signed up on the Patreon, just click the link in the description of this video that says Patreon. It'll take you over there. You can look around. All right. I love you guys. We'll do it again next week. I can't wait. I hope you all have a great weekend and an even better morning, too.